The first assignment is to do the linked list and do a undo redo interface. So here I'm going to implement this in undo redo interface as using a data structure of a doubly linked list. And so first create a class named undo redo state. This is the nodes of the doubly linked list. It will store the state information of each state of that undo redo interface, and it will have two pointers. One pointer to its previous state, and the other one pointing to its next state. And create the class named undo redo. This is the interface that we want to implement, and it has four basic methods. One is to get the current state. It is implemented as a doubly linked list, so we will use the tail of the doubly linked list as the current state that we are at. It's represented by the tail. So get the current state, it will return the state of the tail. And when we do an edit, it will add a new state node, create a new state node, and add it to a doubly linked list. Add it after a tail. So if there's some like other things that the tail's next is pointing to before this new state is added, it gets lost. So, and it will point to the new state. And undo, just go back to the previous node of current tail and set it as the new tail, which means new current. And the redo, just go to the next state of current state, which is the current tail, and set that as the new tail. So the main function have the interfaces demonstrated with all the behaviors mentioned here. So first is create a letter list and get the initial values. So create a list interface and get do the first time with initial values, and then sort that list, reverse that list, and then add a 9 to the end of that list, and undo back before reverse the list. This will involve two undos, and add a 9 again to the end of the list, and undo back to the original state of the list, which is this one. It will involve two undos again, and below is some extra demonstrations. This one is undo to before the initial values, which means undo before we add the initial values, and after we undo to that vacant state, we do another undo. At this time, it should provide us with some info that there's no more previous edits, and then we redo to have the initial values. Do the redo, so it will go back to these initial values, and try to do a redo when there's no undo after last do command. So I get a do command and call redo immediately after it. So here it should provide us with some info that there's no more further edits that we can redo. So see it run. Yep. So first initialize with the initial values and get it sorted, get it reversed, add a 9 to its back. Here undo back to before reverse, so it's sorted. sorted, and then add a 9 again to its back and redo back to initial values. And then I try to do 2 undos again. It should provide the info of no more previous edits, and then redo it to initial values, and then do a do and do a redo immediately. It provides the info that there's no more further edits could be redo. So this is the first task. The second is the stack to prove palindrome text. Yes. So I'm going to implement the stack with a singly linked list. So first create a class named node. It will contain the value and have a pointer pointing to the next node. So the stack has 4 basic methods. It's empty, pick, pop, and push. So to demonstrate if a word is a palindrome word, I define a new function to determine it. So if the word if it's a vacant node, it's null, or there's only one character, I consider it as is palindrome, so it will return true. And then I will create a stack. This stack first push the first half of the word into the stack. So push one letter by another, one character by another, and then go to the second half of the word. If the word's length is an odd number, it will skip the middle one. So here we check if the stack's top is the same as the number, the character that we are going through. If it is, we pop it out. If it is not, there's a mismatch, we can return false. This is not a palindrome word. And yeah, so finally, if the stack is empty, we return true. And the main functions taking all the words and go through it. If it's a palindrome word, it will get printed out. So let's test it. So the words level, madam, noon, race car, radar, river, paper, sagas, stats, tennis, wow are palindrome words. Yeah, that's it.